Hi, my name is Umar and today we will be reviewing this 9th generation Toyota Corolla XLi. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel so we can continue to bring videos like these for you guys. We have our website www.bamwheels.com. Please check us out on the website to see my detailed opinion about the cars, and there is a merchandise store, you can check that out. We have our Instagram channel which is BamWheels again. You can follow us on Instagram if you want to get constant updates, polls, what are the new cars. There's a lot happening on the Instagram channel. Plus our next giveaway will also be happening via the Instagram channel, so follow us on Instagram. This Corolla was introduced in Pakistan in 2002. This car chassis code is E130, and this replaced Corolla E100 in Pakistan. Now E100 was the 7th generation. In Pakistan we skipped the 8th generation and we moved on to this one, which was 9th generation. Because we skipped that 8th generation of Corolla in Pakistan, when we moved from the 7th generation, which was initially offered in 1991, to this one in 2002, so there was a gap of 11 years, and because of that gap the changes in this car were drastic kind of changes. There was a lot of new things that people saw for the first time in car and was pretty impressive. For example, those longer A-pillar, the beige interior and stuff like that was for the first time offered in any locally assembled car when this car was launched. This car was offered in XLi, which was 1.3 basic, the car that we are reviewing today. Then there was GLI, the loaded version of this XLi, and the same 1.3 engine. Then there was, at the time of launch, there was SE Saloon, which was 1.6 liter, both in manual and automatic transmission. And later in 2005, when the car received a facelift, the SE Saloon was replaced with Altis, which is still continued. Altis brand name is basically the high-end brand variant of Thailand model of this car. So Altis is that brand name for Corolla, which is the highest variant. So in 2005, this car was offered with Altis for the first time, both in manual and automatic. And also in this car there was the option of getting diesel engine. So diesel car had 3 different options: 2.0D, which was the basic one, just like this one; 2.0D SE, which is the GLI equivalent of diesel; and then 2.0D Saloon, which was the highest variant, namely SE Saloon and Altis equivalent of diesel. As usual, first we will look at all the features of this car and then we will take it for a road drive. This XLi variant comes with 2 NZFE engine. This is a 1298cc Toyota's engine, which produces 84 horsepower and 121 Newton meter of torque. This is a 4-cylinder EFI engine, and this was first developed in 1999. Now the interesting part is that in Pakistan, next generation, which was the 10th generation, and the latest one, 11th generation, all of them have the same engine, 1300cc engine. The rest of the world moved on to newer engines. In Pakistan, we are still getting this engine, which was developed in 1999 and is 2018. We are still getting this engine in your brand new 1300cc XLIs and GLIs. This is the front of this car. Now over here you have space for fog lights. Now this fog light space, in your higher trim variants you get actual fog lights instead of these black planks, but in this one you get these planks, and if you want you can install fog lights. The provision is given. You have your headlight, which is a double lamp headlight. Now there is a common perception that this was the first Pakistani car that was offered with these double headlights as well, but that is not the case. The first car would be Spectra, which was offered in 2001 instead of 2002 when this car was offered. Over here, this is the radiator grille, and these vertical lines, the first face, which was offered in 2002, had a different radiator grade. Those were perpendicular horizontal lines, but these vertical lines, this was part of the facelift that was offered in 2005. When you come to the door, inside the door, this is the fabric that you have. This is the same fabric for seats as well, but the car has seat covers, so I cannot show you the seat fabric, but this is the same fabric that is used for seats as well. This fabric was also introduced with the facelift in 2005. Now this is where you could have had your power steering, power window controls and the central lock and all of those controls, but since this is XLi, the basic variant, you have this plain plank. You have a normal lever to open and close the door windows. There's a door pocket you have. This is the controller for your mirrors. You don't get electronic mirrors in this one, you get this controller for mirrors. Over here you see a lot of blank switches, and then this is a switch for your this is a place for your coins. Apart from that, this is all blank switches. Over here you have a little storage compartment. You can put some change or something like that. You have your air conditioning vent over here, a basic 3-spoke steering wheel. Now when this car was first offered, you did not have this RPM meter in this. You only have the speedometer and the fuel and temperature gauges. This RPM was offered in XLi in 2004. Before that, you only had RPM in GLi and onwards. This one did not have the RPM. Now let me just start the car. And if you look at this, over here you have your trip A, trip B and your odometer. Pretty standard. Now when you come inside the dashboard, over here, this is your center console. Over here you can install a screen as well if you want. This piece, like 90% of the cars that I have seen, this piece does come off after some time, so there is something wrong in this. Then over here you have your clock, your hazards, your defogger, air conditioning controls. This used to be like closed, like there was a lid on this. This is also something on 90% of the cars I have seen, this piece is missing, this breaks because of the non-durability of this. Then this is your ashtray, and this is your space for the lighter, a manual gearbox. This is your cup holders. So when you open this, you can use it as a storage space, or you can use it as 2 cup holder space, and then there is some little space over here and here. In the center you can put 2 cup holders. Now this is your center armrest, which is a single piece center armrest. You have your dashboard over here, which is like this, and this 2-tone brown and beige interior. This was the first time in this car that something like this was offered, which kind of impressed us Pakistanis a lot. Coming on top, you have this vanity mirror in one of the sun visors. This is a normal rear view mirror, and there is no vanity mirror in this one. Now I'm sitting at the back of this car. This leg space is alright, like this front seat is reclined all the way at the back, and I am sitting in a decent way. The headspace is also good. I have this good space over here, so like 3 people can easily fit into the back. You have an ashtray over here. Now this XLi is the basic core variant of Corolla, which is why it is so popular with all the rentals and the cab services, because this is like the core basic. You don't even get central lock, you don't get power windows, you don't get electronic door mirrors, you don't get any of those. You don't get a center armrest, you don't get a high mount stop lamp, you don't get any of that. You don't get rear seat belts. So this is that basic, and this is the reason why this car was so successful, because with the rentals and all, because you get decent space. 3 people can sit in over here very comfortably, 2 can sit in at the front very comfortably, and yet you don't get to deal with any of the electronics or the extra stuff that is considered in the rural areas. When you come at the back, you have Toyota's emblem, you have XLi and Corolla stickers, and this was a time when this emblem fiasco wasn't so out of control. So you just have these three emblems, which is still digestible. These tail lights are part of the facelift that the car received in 2005. So this portion is a clear lens. You have those red lights inside, and you have your reverse here, indicator over here. This is your brake lamp. This is all part of the facelift that this car received in 2005. Now if we want to open the trunk, this is where you put the key. You can open it from the inside as well, but since I have the key, so this is a fairly big sized trunk, which is no surprise. That's how it is with all the Corollas. So these are all the features of this car. Now let's take the car for a road drive. Alright, so now we are driving this Corolla. So first of all, the fuel average, that is the same, around 10 on this car as well, because it is the same engine. So fuel average is around 10-11, which is more or less the same if you compare it with the manual versions in the current one or the E140, which was in the middle of the two. Visibility and driving position I really like in this car. The reason of that is that this is like one of those first cars which gave you this elevated driving and sitting posture with the longer pillars. So I kind of enjoy it. It is something to do with the nostalgicness of how this driving position is, and since this was the first car we in Pakistan experienced with this kind of a driving posture, so I personally enjoy the driving posture in this car. Pickup and everything, since the body isn't as big as it has gotten now, so with this engine the car gives you a decent, very decent pickup. It has got a regular conventional hydraulic power steering. It does not have a electronic power steering that came in the next generation. So the power steering is there, but it's not an electronic power steering. Parts and maintenance, it's a Toyota Corolla. You can find parts anywhere that you like. I mean, there is no problem at all to find the parts of this car. And the resale as well, like these manual ones, these 1300cc manual ones enjoy very good resale, and the reason of that is that these cars are really popular in the rural areas of Pakistan, be it Sindh, Punjab, KPK, Balochistan. The rural areas, these cars still rule, and people love these cars because of these simple mechanics. There's like minimalistic electronics in these cars, and yeah, so these cars enjoy very good resale because of that factor. Now coming to the price range, the price on these cars is something around, like, still that's a very good resale. This is a 2007 model, which is the later model, so this one would still go for over 1.2 million rupees depending on the condition. Like, people are still willing to pay 1.2 million rupees for a car like this because of the very reason that these enjoy a good resale. And if you go for the new the early ones like 2002 and so on, those are still selling for around 800,000 rupees, which is a lot of money considering what you're getting for the price. But since these cars have this demand thing, so they do enjoy this resale. Braking on this XLi and even the GLI of this generation, the brakes weren't that good because there wasn't any ABS in these cars. So this is your old school braking. You don't get very good brakes, and I just had to maneuver the car. Apart from that, the car is pretty much a basic car, but a good car that serves the purpose. You have good pickup, you have good driving posture, you have decent visibility, and yeah, that's about it. This was all about our review of this Toyota Corolla. To subscribe to our channel, you can click over here. If you'd like to watch more videos, you can click here and over here. Please let us know in the comment section what you think about this review. Till next time, bye.